Hello and welcome to Crossroads. I'm extra excited about the show today. In fact, a bit scared too. I'll tell you why in a bit. But before that, there'll be two parts to this show, and I'm going to be meeting with someone special, a special guest first, and then we're going to be meeting with two more special guests who are taking a big step in their lives. All right. I'm kind of scared. Well, not scared, a little bit freaked out because I'm going to be talking to a mentalist. Yeah, a mentalist. You might be wondering who a mentalist is. Well, I guess we will find out fairly soon. Over the years, Jasveen has developed a somewhat awkward habit of baffling reporters by revealing their bank PIN numbers on camera. From the streets of Singapore to some of the swankiest boardrooms in hotels in Toronto, Jasveen has been offering his clients a very unique form of entertainment, blending magic, mentalism, and hypnosis with mind-body techniques of the East. He presents an assortment of mysteries that has left audiences around the world spellbound and inspired. I'm sure we are all going to be dazzled by his talents as well. In addition, he's also going to share some of his secrets as well. So, I'm excited. I hope you are excited. So sit back, relax, open up, and get ready to be amazed by Jasveen Puri. This is Crossroads. Without further ado, here is Jasveen Puri, the mentalist. Hello, sir. Thank you for coming to the show.
Thank you for inviting me, Raghavan.
So, Jasveen, I'm a little scared now because you probably know what I'm going to be talking about now.
Yeah, I suppose I do. Yeah.
You're probably reading my mind as I, struggle for words to come out. So, as I said in the intro, who is a mentalist?
A mentalist is actually just someone who has a very different understanding of consciousness and awareness. He perceives things differently. He, in a sense, has risen above to get a different understanding of how the things around him work. You see, if you had a consciousness maybe the size of a golf ball, if you had a golf ball size consciousness, if you were to read a book, you would have a golf ball sized understanding of the book. If you stepped outside and saw the world, you'd have that golf ball sized understanding, awareness of the world. When you wake up, you'll have that limited wakefulness. But if you were able to increase that level of consciousness from the size of a golf ball to increase it, when you step out, you'll have an increased awareness of the world. When you read a book, you'll understand much more of the book. I think all of us have at some point had that experience.
True.
You read a book or poems, especially poetry, and you take away so much of it from it, and you understand the more experiences you have, the more lived experiences you have. You go back to the same poem, the same book you read, the same movie you watch, you pull so much more out of it. When you wake up, you'll have an increased wakefulness. And so the idea is to try to increase this awareness or this consciousness, as most people refer to it. And this increased consciousness can be, you can arrive at it by just tuning into yourself, just tuning into your body. These days, many people, we're all looking for that magic bullet. I mean, if you're having chest pains, pop in a nitroglycerine, or better still have a bypass. If you're having cancer, we have chemotherapy, radiation, surgery, and if you're having depression, pop that Prozac pill. We're looking for these magic bullets, and we're not really tuning into ourselves. I mean, if you look at nature, the way nature works, I think there's no animal out there in nature that has any idea maybe of how Canada's food pyramid looks like, or what the US dietary daily intake of potassium was, or magnesium should be. But yet they survive, and quite effortlessly. That is the law.
I've never thought of it that way.
Most people don't, and that's the law of nature. I mean, to put in less effort and to get more out of it, and eventually to reach the state when to put in no effort and to get everything out of it, to achieve the most out of it, to manifest your desires. And most of these thought processes that we have, we often are consumed by what the Vedic scholars have referred to as Maya, the illusion of materialism and materialistic understanding of this universe, which is every thought process we have localizes in the brain which is not actually true. Every thought process we have, it's actually here, there, and everywhere. So, for example, if you were to think of a thought, for example, if you were to, for example, think of a dream, for example, dreams seem like they happen here, but yet they don't. You know, if I were to ask you, Raghavan, to go back and relive your high school, the day you graduated from high school, are you having that image in your head? And how is that image? It's almost as if the camera is capturing you and the crowd.
Exactly.
But if that's not the way you actually perceived it, if you go back 20 years or whatever, it was actually a first person's account, you know? It was you seeing the world. But now when you actually go back to have that memory of it, it's almost as if a camera was a wide angle shot, you know, which is almost weird, but that's what we do. So who is that self who's watching over us? Who is that outside of us consciousness that's watching this inside consciousness? I'll try a little experiment with you, perhaps. We'll touch on the subject of dreams, for example. Raghavan, if you could just think about any dream that you have that's fairly visual in your mind, and you have take a time. You have one now, and really focus your mind on it. You can just give me a hand here and maybe a pulse. That's 1, 2, 3, and just think of this dream in your head, and you can just close your eyes and think of the dream, and just go over the dream in your head and host this dream in a place. So you have that place, the city, really stuck in your mind, okay? And have this place, which is almost in the back of your mind, this dream that you're having. Try to bring it to the front of your mind, between your eyebrows, in between your eyes, and just keep thinking of this place more and more and more. And describe this dream a little bit to me. It's involving you.
It involves me flying.
Flying. Okay, that's. I think that I'll try to work from that. Flying is very shamanic. It has a very shamanic roots. And just if you think of yourself flying and try to picture the setting around you, it's almost very. This dream is it's a relaxed one. It's not something that's nightmarish. This is something quite calm and relaxing. And this is occurring in a place. Now try to visualize a place. So, for example, if it was New York City, you'd think of the Chrysler Building and the all this crowd. This is a very much more relaxed place, a relaxed, calm setting, almost like a holiday place. And just think about it. And the beaches, and I think these mountains. No, not mountains. These are more like canyons. These tall. The water. You think of the Pacific water. Somewhere in the Pacific. Just keep thinking of the city that the dream is in. Just look at me. And try to say it, but don't open your mouth. Just say it in your head. Keep saying it in your head. This is somewhere you almost thought of. This is somewhere in the States. But it's off. It's not in the States, but not exactly in the States. This is somewhere off. Just say this place in your head, but don't move your lips or nothing. This is somewhere in Hawaii. And just keep saying this place in your head. And you see this thought process that you think is localizing here. It's not. It's everywhere. And I'm just trying to tap in from that. This is. Start from here. This is on something that say it in your mouth. Honolulu.
Yep.
And you're flying above the waters or something, and it's just calm.
Absolutely.
Well,
that's just crazy.
I'm glad that worked, though. I'm glad that worked. So
that's just crazy. I was actually flying, flapping my hands and flying above the ocean and looking at some trees with people wearing the traditional Hawaiian garland.
The traditional shamanic, these ritual costumes,
Wow.
Well,
I'm speechless.
I was almost a little difficult in the beginning, but I mean, it did eventually come through. So, and this isn't that amazing. I mean, if you really go back and think about it, this is actually, people have done it over centuries. This is possible, but unless you increase this level of consciousness.
So you're saying it's possible for a normal person, like
with this right mindset, which is the tough part to get into, the tough mindset to actually conceive, because most of us are actually bound by this false understanding of consciousness.